me know. Drop me a comment. Let me know where you're coming in from, around whatever part of the world you're in. I'm just getting hooked up here. I am live streaming in multiple places, and YouTube does not YouTube does not send anything out. TikTok does. So if you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from, whatever part of the world you live in. I live on the East Coast of the United States. Where are you coming in? Good morning, Vic. Good morning, Ronnie. Good morning, Rudy. This is the first time you've been on one of my lives. Comment yes. I'd love to know what part of the world you're coming in from. I live on the East Coast of the United States. And if you are on my YouTube channel, if you don't comment, I can't see you. So I can't. If I do see you, I will shout you out. YouTube doesn't show me that. TikTok does. I can see people coming on. Good morning, Bill. Good morning, love to party. I'm assuming you love the party. What do people call you? Let me know where you're coming in, whatever part of the world you live in. I live on the East Coast of the United States, close to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Good morning. Good morning, Ronnie. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Sean. If you're jumping on, let me know what part of the world you're coming in from. I live on the East Coast of the United States. I'd love to know why you're on social media. I'm on social media because I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. This month is my 14-year anniversary. I lost my job actually 14 years ago in August. I couldn't find another one. And at that time, the job market was awful. People were getting 1,500 resumes for one position. I mean, I never had, you're coming in from Massachusetts. Okay. Good morning, Fergie. Thanks for letting me know that. Good morning, Sandy. I couldn't find another job. Um, Good morning, Sherry. I couldn't find another job. The job market was terrible, and I've never had trouble finding a job. And I ended up being broke, unemployed, and in foreclosure, drowning in $250,000 of debt. And I believe, and I found this industry in digital marketing. And I think if I hadn't found this, because I literally went to Google, searched make money online, I bought a website. They sent me a 3-page PDF of how to set up pay-per-click ads. I was setting up pay-per-click ads. I spent $3,000 and I was sending traffic to a replicated website, which you never want to do. I did that for a year and I didn't make any money. And I knew after a year I had to get around somebody who had done what I wanted to do. Good morning, Patricia. Good morning, Pearlie. Good morning, Patricia. Good morning, Angel. Good morning, Debbie. I had to get around somebody that had done what I wanted to do. And I believe if I hadn't found this industry and digital marketing, I probably would have lost my house. I did lose a lot of other things because I burned through my savings. I was going through and finding things in my house to sell on eBay because when you're in foreclosure and you can't make your bills, and if you've ever been broke, you know what I'm talking about. You got bill collectors chasing you down because they want their money and they don't want to hear what your problem is. Good morning, Cecilia. Good morning, Ray. Good morning, Victoria. Good morning, Mickey. Good morning, Sally. Good morning, Granny May. Good morning, Mary. Love to know where you're coming in from. If you drop in the comments what part of the world you live in. I live on the East Coast of the United States. I'm close to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'm about 2 hours from New York City. Good morning, Margie. Good morning, Jennifer. Thank you for liking my live. I really appreciate it. If anybody else wants to like my live, whether you're on my YouTube channel or you're on my TikTok account, YouTube does show me that. Um, Good morning. You're in North Florida. Okay. Good morning, user 5302. Good morning, RB. Good morning, River Willow. Good morning, Timothy. Love to know what part of the world you're coming from. I'm on the East Coast of the United States. Somebody else was saying they're in North Florida. Good morning, Jim. Good morning, Sarah. Destiny helper here. Okay. Not sure what that means. Good morning, Apsana. Good morning, Zatoni. Good morning, Miracle for me. What do people call you? And or what? Maybe you might want to say why your account's named that. People put their accounts on social media under other things in their name. You're from Africa. Okay. Good morning. Good morning, John. Good morning, 5-6. Good morning, Joni. Love to know where you're coming in from. I'm from the East Coast of the United States. If anybody has any questions or there's anything I can help you with, I do online marketing, making money from home. I teach other people how to do the same thing. This month is my 14-year anniversary. I haven't worked a job in over 9 years. And the job I lost, I had a 2 to 3 hour commute, which I don't miss that. Now my commute is like literally up a flight of stairs. It's like 10 minutes. Good morning, Michael. Thank you for liking the live. If anybody else wants to like my live, I really appreciate that. That helps my account out. TikTok likes it, YouTube likes it, and all that kind of stuff. And TikTok and YouTube and all the social media platforms, they are a business, and they do want you to keep people on the platform. So say you have a video that's getting a lot of people watching it and liking it and commenting on it. What they do is they push it out to more people, because they are businesses and they want you to keep people on their platform. Good morning, Amanda. I have an interest in marketing, but I have no idea. Or if you're interested, what you want to do is, and I'm not sure what people call you. I have a free PDF that talks about using a blueprint. If you come all the way up here, you're on my TikTok account to my profile where my name is. There's a little bio there. There's a link there. That's my website, payudaily.com. Click on that, put your email address in, watch the 2 videos, read the page. You'll get an email from me with a link that has the PDF in it. You can click on it. You can download and save that to your computer. That's yours to keep. It's free. And if you have got questions after that, you can respond to the email. And that email it goes to my email address. And I check my email every day. Good morning, Isabel. Good morning, Mike. You can see what I'm doing. And I do digital marketing where you make 100% profit. There's different business models that people are using. There's network marketing, affiliate marketing, high ticket affiliate marketing. Some people have their own products and services. There's a lot of people that they're coaching something, and they're using social media. There are over 5 billion people on social media every single day that you can get exposure to for free. Good morning, Daily Dose of W. Yeah. So, and what do people call you? Because I can't actually. Your name's kind of cut off. But what do people be curious? What do people call you? You don't have to comment if you don't want to. But good morning, Jack. But that's what I do. And if anybody's got any questions, I'd be glad to do a training on one of these. Somebody asked me to do one on social media marketing. Good morning, Carol. Because if you are using social media, and there's a lot of people that I see on social media, they're not using it correctly. They don't have their profile set up correctly. They're spamming whatever it is they're doing all over people's contents, their videos, they're messaging people. You never want to spam a link to something, a video, a link to something on somebody's content. I know on my own personal page, I'll block you because I worked too hard for this. And then some people are messaging people on like TikTok, Facebook, or whatever, and they're sending them a link to something, and you never want to do that. That is spam. You do want to ask people. If you are doing something, you ask them if they're open to take a look at it. If they are, then you can send them, a video or website or presentation. If they don't, then just thank them for their time. But you never want to send something to somebody without getting their permission. That is spam. And there's a lot of people doing that. And, if you're new, and like when I started, I knew nothing. I had a Facebook account, but I knew nothing about social media. I worked in cancer research for 16 years. I did have a Facebook account, but I didn't really spend any time on it or know anything. I didn't know people were monetizing social media like they do. Good morning, Elise. Good morning, Bill. So people are doing that a lot, and it's spam, and you don't want to do that. And if you do it to me, to any of my content, or you private message me with something, I will block you because I put too much time into this. And it's spam. It's disrespectful. If you have something that you are promoting and you're trying to get people to look at it, you want to ask them first. And if somebody says, okay, then you can send it. If they don't, just thank them for their time. And that does work. That's prospecting. Good morning, Paul. But I did that for a long time, and I was promoting a network marketing company. I personally signed over 350 people. I got completely burned out doing that. I was living on basically Facebook Messenger. And it does work, but there's no automation, there's no leverage that you can use with that. And you're literally having to go person to person. I had a CRM that I kept track of all the people I was talking to when I talked to them, because I was following up with people like twice a week. I probably wouldn't have signed as many people. And I was actually talking to like 100, 150 people a day. And most people are going to say, no, that does work. Ray Higdon teaches that, and I have a ton of respect for him. If anybody's in Rank Makers, that's what they teach you. Good morning, Felix. I know he did it, and he was in bankruptcy and foreclosure. And he put a thing on himself every single day that he had to get 20 no's from 20 people, and a no's not you messaging somebody on Facebook and they don't answer. 20 people saying, no thanks, I'm not interested. And that was the threshold he set for himself. And the company he's with is not around anymore, but I know he made it to the top of the company. Now he's got his own, and he does coaching, but he doesn't do that anymore. But he does teach that. They teach you that in Rank Makers. And if you are doing that, that does work, but you need to know what to say. I bought Eric Worre's book, Go Pro. There's a whole section in there about what to say to people when you're talking to them, because I know when I started this, I was saying the wrong things to people, and that way you're never going to sign people. So you want to learn how to do that correctly, and they do teach you that in there. But that's prospecting. There's no leverage. There's no automation. I got totally burned out. And with what I'm doing now, I have an automated system set up that's running for me 24/7. And that's how you can make money when you're sleeping or you're out doing something else. Good morning, Cake Lady. What do people call you? That does work, but I did totally burn out. And I do think with the tools that we have, and AI now, and actually I have software on my Instagram account that answers all my comments, and I would put it on my TikTok account, but it's in beta. They're not letting anybody that lives in the United States get access to it right now until this whole thing is settled. What's going to happen with TikTok in the United States? Although President Trump, good morning, Angela, good morning, Faye, he did just sign something, because the old one expired on September 19th. He did just sign something that it goes to like December 19th. And from what I'm reading, apparently they're working on a deal of somebody in the U.S. to buy TikTok. Good morning, Lizzie. Because there's a lot of people in the United States on TikTok using it every day, and with TikTok store and all that. And I do believe a lot of the people are jumping on my lives, and not just my lives, but other people's lives. You are looking for a way to make money from home, or you've been trying and you're not getting the results that you want. Good morning, user 2941. Where are you coming in from? And good morning, Matthew. I am on the East Coast of the United States. Curious to where people are coming in. And YouTube, if you don't comment, I can't see you, so I can't shout you out. TikTok does show me. Good morning, Mario or Moro. If I'm not saying that correctly, I apologize. Good morning, present parent. Good morning, Monty. So I do believe that. And if for whatever reason you're using, good morning, Abby, good morning, Maureen, whatever reason you're using social media, you want to learn how to use it correctly. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people that aren't using it correctly. And then there's a ton of fake accounts. I probably have at least 10 fake accounts on every platform I'm on. I use TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, Facebook. I have accounts with the other ones. Good morning, Greg. Good morning, Lisa. I started with Facebook because I had an account. I knew what that was. I don't truthfully really like Facebook. I've been on YouTube since 2013. And then when TikTok came in, I got on TikTok in 2020. And I do believe TikTok is like the easiest platform to use. I've seen people in this industry who've never gotten any results get leads and sales using TikTok. And to compare TikTok to YouTube, because YouTube is a search engine, you have to learn keyword research and center your content around that. If you can find a keyword you think you can rank for, that you can do a good piece of content. My YouTube thing is Linda Bomba 100. If you just search that, it should come up. Good morning, Claire. Good morning, Rafia. And I've been on YouTube a lot longer, and I am live streaming right now in 2 places. I have software that lets me do that. I have YouTube up on my MacBook Pro, and then TikTok on my phone. And then what's cool about the software is it saves the whole recording of this and it automatically uploads it to my YouTube channel, becomes a piece of content, and that content will stay there, like, unless I delete it. TikTok only saves these for 30 days, and it looks to me like they don't save the whole recording. It's in sections, and then it's gone after 30 days. Um, so good morning, Dolores. I just got a flash goal. Does anybody know what a flash goal is? I'm not sure what that is. TikTok does have a system. Like, if anybody wants to like my live, if you do like my live, I can see it. But they have a thing up in the corner where you can see, they give badges out, and then if people give gifts. Good morning, Pierre. If I'm not pronouncing that correctly. Good morning, Jr. Where are you coming in from? What part of the world do you live in? I live on the East Coast of the United States. Thank you, Michael, again for liking the live. I really appreciate it. I'm losing my train of thought, but there's a lot of people, they're just not using social media correctly. And there is a way to set up your profile that you can attract people to you. And that's the one thing about versus prospecting and marketing. You can learn attraction marketing, and then you attract people to you. So you don't have to go bugging family or friends or messaging people. And that does work, but I love attraction marketing a lot better. And if you're just prospecting, there's no leverage, there's no automation, and there's plenty of tools. You can automate just about everything. And I would have the software. I do have an account, that I put it on my TikTok account. I'm using it on Instagram that answers all my comments. But because of, good morning, Patricia, we don't know what the fate of TikTok's going to be in the United States. It's in beta, and I'm on a waiting list. They're not giving access to anybody that lives in the United States right now. And President Trump did sign that thing that goes now to December 19th, an extension that he just did. So, and I do, from stuff I've been reading, it looks like they're working on a deal, but they couldn't get the deal done. The last deadline was September 19th, which was like less than a week ago. They are trying to find somebody to buy TikTok that doesn't live in China. And I do get the security, but there's an awful lot of people. There's over 5 billion people on TikTok, and there's, I don't know how many of that 5 billion, that's a big number, are from the United States. And a lot of people are using it for different things. Good morning, Kevin. Using it for different things. And if it gets banned, that's going to be gone. I had somebody that got on my live a couple of weeks ago. She has a nonprofit that supports women who've been victims of domestic violence, and she's using social media. So good morning, Amy. There's a lot of different reasons people are using social media, and you want to learn how to use it correctly. And there's a lot of people, unfortunately, they don't know how to use it correctly. And I knew when I started, I knew nothing when I started. I worked in cancer research for 16 years. I lost my job. I couldn't find another one. It was the worst job market ever. People were getting 1,500 resumes for one position. Good morning, Elijah. And I got 3 interviews after a year of applying for jobs, and it's taking 2 to 3 hours to do one application because they were giving people tests because they have so many applications, and somebody needs to go through those, that they would give you tests. Good morning, Terry. Then you get an automated email that would say to you, thanks for applying. If we're interested, we'll get back to you. And then you rarely hear anything. Because if they're getting that many applications, somebody needed to go through them. Good morning, Sylvia. And the job market now is nothing like it was then, because where I lived, thanks for liking the live, Michael. I really appreciate it. Where I live, just about every place I go into, it could be a store, it could be a restaurant. They're looking to hire people. And a friend of mine and I, we were out to dinner. And the waitress that was waiting on us, she just wasn't waiting on our, she had other tables to wait on, but she was also doing the busboy stuff because there were a couple tables where people had left. She was cleaning up the tables for the next customers. So people are still shorthanded. And then when they are shorthanded, that means the people that they do have, good morning, JR, good morning, Champ Boy, what do people call you? They have to do more than one thing because people are having trouble and finding people. And it's really easy. You could walk into some place, and even if you, like a restaurant, say you never did that kind of work, they probably would hire you because they need people so much. Good morning, Blue. you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I live on the East Coast of the United States. And that's a job market now, and that's what happened after COVID. And most people want to stay home, and a lot of people are looking for remote jobs. And I can tell you, if you're looking for a remote job, it's probably going to be really slim that you'd be able to get one, because there's just nothing to be found. Before COVID, Amazon had like at least 100 of them on their website. There were customer service positions, and then the last time I looked, they didn't have any. And unless you have some special skill or experience, you're probably not going to be able to find a remote job, because that's what everybody's looking for. And even other employers, I know there's office buildings near me that when I drive by, and it's during the week, like Monday through Friday, and the parking lot's like empty. So good morning, is it Nabi? And if I don't pronounce that correctly, I apologize. If you're on my YouTube channel, if you don't comment, I can't see you. TikTok does show me who's on here, who's coming on, who's jumping off, who's liking it, because there's a whole, and actually I can see the whole scroll. And Michael, thank you. Michael's been liking it. Good morning. Is it Shiny? Michael's been liking it a lot this morning, more than a few times. So I appreciate that. If you have a question that you're trying to figure something out, good morning, Debbie. Drop in the comments. I'd be glad to do a training on one of these. Somebody did ask me to do one on social media marketing, and another one on email marketing, because if you're using social media and you're not using email marketing, you've got a missing piece, because you just don't want to be sending people to just a page with information. And I did that for a whole year when I started doing this. I was sending traffic to a replicated website, which you never want to do, or a sales page, because the issue with that is you only have one opportunity to talk to the person, and then they're gone. And good morning, Michael. And most of us are on here because we have a business, we're selling stuff. People have to see things more than once. And if you're only sending them to a page and you're not capturing their email address, you only have one opportunity to talk to them, and you want to build an email list. Good morning, Randy, because you don't own your social media accounts. You don't control them. You can lose them at any time. I've had 10 TikTok accounts I lost. One of them I had over 200,000 followers. I had 3 Instagram accounts. Somebody hacked my main one, deleted it. And then the 2 other ones I had, Instagram suspended them, and then they didn't rule in my favor. So I lost all those accounts. And I actually, and out of disgust, because of all the work I put in, I stayed off of TikTok for over a year because I was so disgusted. And then last June, I started posting 3 videos on this TikTok account. I did the same on an Instagram account. I just passed 100,000 followers. I got monetized on TikTok. In fact, they pay me for live streaming like this. I'm close to 100,000 followers on Instagram, and I would be monetized over there, but they discontinued their program. Good morning, Michelle. Yesterday I had 2 Michelles on, and I don't think you've been on one of my lives before. I don't recognize your name, but yesterday there were 2 Michelles on. I get people from all over the world when I do these. I live out on the East Coast of the United States. Curious to if anybody wants to drop in the comments where you're from, if you have a question. Now I'm on, and when I ask people, why are you on social media? And if I ask people, how much time do you spend on social media? Good morning, Candace. Most people don't want to answer that. And I've had one person when I said, well, how much time do you spend on social media? Only one person, and I've been doing these now for a couple of months, and she was really honest. She said, I spend way too much time on social media. And it can be addicting, and you could say, oh, you're only going to get on for 20 to 30 minutes, and then it's an hour, and then 2 hours. And good morning, Maxima. Your Honda Maxima, is that cars, or is that really your name? And Nissan, I don't think they make Maximums anymore. Michael's asking, how do I build my profile? Do I copy and paste content to my profile page? Well, actually, Michael, if you're talking about TikTok, there's just a tiny little space at the top to complete your profile. You want to say what you're about there, and there's very little room. Put a good picture of yourself. If you're talking about posting content, you post 5 to 7 second videos on your page, congruent to what you're doing. And And I've tested this. I post 3 videos a day. I have tested that. That's really the sweet spot. I've done 1, I've done 2, I've done 5, I've done 10. But you want to post 5 to 2 videos um, on your page that's related to what you're doing. Like I give ones out that I'm teaching something, and everything I post, it's congruent with making money online, working from home. And if you've never done it before, you're probably gonna, well, it's not that hard. I do it from my phone. I don't have a studio or anything. You don't need to. But whatever you're doing, you want to post videos. And TikTok, it's all videos now. Instagram's a little different. They do have reels. There's more that you can post on Instagram that are a little different. Okay, you're welcome, Michael. But you want to be posting content, and that's how. And I did, and I've learned quite a few things, but that's how I've been able to get my TikTok account to 100,000 followers, and I'm close to that on Instagram. Um, and congruency. And I do suggest, if you're new and you've never done this before, that you pick one platform. Um, and if you have an account that you've been scrolling on, I do suggest you start a new one, because you want to train the algorithm, and start a brand new account. I mean, when you're scrolling, you're basically being a consumer, and you can't. And I know I've had to make the shift, and not that I don't look for things on social media, because I do, but go from consumer to creator. And my mentor has said that a bunch of times, to start a new account. And I had lost all of mine. So when I started this one, I didn't have any other accounts. And I stayed off TikTok for over a year because I was so disgusted. And TikTok can be, I think I have a love-hate relationship with TikTok. TikTok is the only platform that when you do post a video, and I do believe it's a person, I don't think it's a software, they review what you post. And so, I mean, I have had sometimes that an hour, 2, 3 hours or more have gone by, and they're still reviewing it, because why they're reviewing it, nobody can see it. And how you can tell is if it still has, and if you click on it, a thing will pop up saying we're still reviewing this video. Good morning, Joe. And there's no other platform that does that. Good morning, Ruth. And they were really, and they don't, I remember when I first got on TikTok, they did say they don't like the make money online niche, work from home, because there's other people on here. I mean, talking about so many different things on TikTok, but they've come out and said that, and some of their policies I don't agree with. So I have a love-hate relationship with it, but I mean, I've had days on TikTok, I've gotten over 400 leads. Good morning, Denise. Good morning, Rob. Those are free leads. And I could do paid advertising. I have done some paid advertising, but that can get really expensive and you might not get the results. So one of the things that attracted me to my mentor is she's made $8 million. I believe it'll be more than that by the time December rolls around. She's done all of that with not paying a dime in advertising, which is great, because, and there are, and paid advertising work, like Facebook ads work, but they are a skill you have to master. And there's a lot of moving parts, and you might be able to get an ad approved, but that doesn't mean that you're going to get anybody to the page, get any leads or any sales. And I wouldn't even try that. I do know somebody, he charges like $2,000 to $3,000 an hour for his time. If you're trying to use Facebook and get an ad up, I mean, he's that good. People will pay him that. But you can spend a lot of money on paid advertising and not get any return. And anytime you do anything, when you invest money and time into something, you want a good return on it. So if you're jumping on, tell me, somebody drop in the comments what part of the world you're coming from. I live on the East Coast of the United States. Good morning. Is it Ant-Man 13? What do people call you? Good morning, Denise. Where are you coming in from? What part of the world do you live in? And I am here. Actually, I have been doing these now. Well, today is the 25th. It's over. I'm at about 78 days or so doing this. I'm here every day. I was here yesterday. Good morning, Joe. I'll be here tomorrow. I'll be here this weekend, and actually have plans on Saturday. We have baseball tickets to go to the Phillies game Saturday night. I'll still be here on Saturday morning, and then I'll be here Sunday morning. So if you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. And on YouTube, I can't see anybody. So if you don't comment, I don't know that you're there. If you do comment, I'll give you a shout out. YouTube does not show me that. They only show me the number of people on and the time I'm streaming. Um, Good morning, Simply. I can't read the rest, just Simply. And TikTok's telling me you joined through something I sent. I mean, I don't send an invite out to these. TikTok does do that. YouTube doesn't. That when somebody goes lives, they send things out, and I believe that that goes to all your followers. But there could be other people because people can see you, even if they don't jump on your live. I can I get on TikTok, I can see at the top of my page the people, excuse me, that I'm following. I can see if they're live because they're the thing around their profile picture is a brighter red, so you know that they're live streaming. But that you're not actually on their live, but you can see them live streaming. So TikTok does show that to people. Um, yeah, and I mean, TikTok is the easiest, and I really like Instagram. I spent a year in a coaching program learning Instagram from a guy that does. Good morning, Lydia. I think does 10 million a year on Instagram. My favorite thing about Instagram is when you post a story on any other platform, it's gone in 24 hours. Instagram has story highlights that you can put it, save the story as a highlight, and it remains up there. And that's like one of my favorite things on Instagram, and you can't do that on any other platform. Good morning, AJ. And the platforms, the algorithms are different. Like I take the 3 videos I post on my TikTok account, I take those same videos and I post them on my Instagram account. And most of them, if there's one that might do really well on one of them, like TikTok or Instagram, it's not. It's very unusual when I have both of them. I think I've had a handful out of the thousands I've posted that they both did well on each platform because the algorithms are different. Each platform likes different things. Like Instagram likes to see more. Like I put stuff up about the Phillies and the Eagles, or if I go out to a movie. And if it's following me for any length of time, I'm a big Phillies fan and a big Eagles fan, and I'm a movie lover by what I'm posting. And Instagram tends to really like that kind of stuff. Where TikTok's is different. Good morning, Denise. Good morning, and Wabi. Is that what do people call you? If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I live on the East Coast of the United States. If you have a question, I'm here. I'm on social media. And when I ask people that, why are you on social media? And nobody seems to want to answer. I do online marketing, making money from home. And I teach other people how to do the same thing. Good morning, Jay. Good morning. Band Against Something is probably what your page is about, but I don't think people call you that. Good morning, Denise. Good morning, Joe, or J-Lo. What do people call you? So, yeah, and people and TikTok does show me that. I can see people jumping on and off. Like if somebody jumps on, good morning, Caitlin, and then they jump off, I can see them jumping back on. TikTok does show me that. Good morning, Damon. Thanks for jumping on. Good morning, Rich. Good morning, Jay. I can see that, and YouTube doesn't show me that. So it does show me people coming on. I can see when somebody's like something. I can see, and I know like if somebody jumped on and then they jumped off, I can see them coming back on. And TikTok does show you that. YouTube does not. So if you are on my YouTube live, if you don't comment something, I can't shout you out. I can't see who's on. They don't tell me that. I can see the time I've been live streaming and who's on, but that's about it. Good morning, Roxanne. Good morning, Denise. What part of the world are you coming in? Mike, thank you, Michael, for liking my live. Michael gets, if I had gold stars, Michael, I'd give you a gold star. When I went to Catholic school for like 6 years, and the nuns used to give out, if you did something or you got a good grade, they were in these, it's a little box with gold stars on it. I don't know, maybe there's something on TikTok that did that. Roxanne, you're from St. Louis, Missouri. Okay. Well, thanks for jumping on. I think this is probably the first time you've been on my live. I haven't seen your name before because the last few days, good morning, Kim. There's a lot of people jumping on that I haven't seen them before. And I'll say to people, well, why are you on social media? Most people don't want to answer that. I'm on social media because I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. I've been doing this month is my 14-year anniversary. I haven't worked a job in 9. I started 9 years ahead, started doing this. After it was August 14 years ago, I lost my job. I couldn't find another one. Worst job market ever. People were getting 1,500 resumes for one position. I was broke, unemployed, in foreclosure. I was drowning in $250,000 of debt, and I had no idea how I was going to get myself out of this mess. I found this industry in digital marketing, and I do believe I still have my house. I mean, I burned through all my savings. I believe that because of that, I probably wouldn't have my house if it wasn't for this. Because there's a lot, and we've got plenty of people in our community. Some of them, they've left their full-time jobs. We had a woman, but her name is Amy. She was working 2 jobs. She was exhausted all the time. She had no time to spend with her kids. And she started doing digital marketing, and she left both of those jobs. You went to Catholic school too? Yeah, Michael, I'm the youngest of 7. My older siblings, those little clappers that my older brothers and sisters remember. I don't remember if the nuns would click that. And I remember, when you're out at recess, the bell would go off and you had to freeze. Yeah, I have a twin sister. We only went for 6 years because when my mom was putting my 2 older sisters through Catholic high school, which there's tuition, and they just didn't have the money to put 7 kids through a Catholic high school. So they let me and my twin sister decide if we wanted to stay to Catholic school to 8th grade and then transfer to public school, or did we want to stop after 6th grade and then we actually stopped at 6 and went to a public school. But the tuition, my 2 older sisters went to a Catholic high school, and the tuition, now my parents would be paying for their tuition, us going through high school, and then anybody wanted to go on to college, which most of my siblings did, to try to be paying for all that. So that was the end of it. And I don't. And now coming into this industry and meeting so many people who were ministers and Christians and stuff, it really was just a history course in religion, because I've learned some stuff from hanging around some of the people in this industry that they never taught us in school. And then, when they gave you a report card, you would sit there, and you had to wait. The priest would come in and he'd go through each one and call your name. And my grades were horrible. I mean, academic scholar, I'm not, but and the uniforms and all that. But I only had 6 years of that. So, good morning, Scott. Good morning. Under the coaching 6, what do people call you? Yeah, so I don't know that I'd send kids to Catholic school now, and it might be different, but they seem really pretty strict. Yeah, but there were too many of us and even my dad made decent money, but there were 9 people living off of that. And I can still picture my mother sitting at the dining room table trying to pay all the bills. Because my father just gave her his paycheck, and he got paid on the 1st of the month. And, as it got towards the end of the month, and that's one of the things, I know when I started doing this, I had a broke mindset, and hanging around some of the people I met, this really is personal development with a compensation plan, because I don't even think I'm the same person I was 6 months ago. And mindset is definitely a piece of that. I'd say this is 95% mindset. So, anybody want to tell me where you're coming in from? Anybody want to say why you're on social media? My other question, and only one person's answered that. How much time do you spend on social media? I do spend a decent amount of time. I can do a lot of things from my phone. But when I'm on social media, I'm getting paid for it. And there's a lot of people spending a lot of hours scrolling on social media every day. And that one woman, she was the only one that was, she was honest. She said, I spend way too much time on social media, which I think that's true for a lot of people, because it can be addicting. You say you're only going to stay on for 15, 20 minutes, and then it's 30 minutes, and then it's an hour, and it's 2 hours, and you're just scrolling. And they want you to do that because they want to keep people on the platforms, all of them, whether it doesn't matter if it's TikTok or YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, they want you to stay on the platform. So good morning, Todd. Good morning, Lauren. Good morning. Under the something coaching, what do people call you? And I realize some people, when you're setting up your account, you're not putting, good morning, Marie, or Tina, good morning. You're not putting your names on your or on your profile. If you don't put any name, then TikTok is just going to, they do what they call a user number, and it's a user and then a really long number. So yeah, and if you'd like to like my live, I'd appreciate it. Michael gets a gold star for today because he's liked it so much. Good morning. Is it vegan knowledge, JJ? Do people call you JJ? What do people call you? Drop in the comments. And I can only, the people that on YouTube, if you comment, that's the only way I can see you. YouTube does not show me that. TikTok does. Good morning. Ooh, I'm not even going to try that name. You're JJ. Okay, good. Can I, because your account says vegan knowledge, that you're knowledgeable about vegan. I'm going to assume that. Good morning, Kathy. If you're jumping on, good morning, Boss B. What do people call you? If you want to drop in, tell me where you're coming from, what part of the world you live in. I live on the East Coast of the United States. I'm on social media, and when I ask, people don't really want to say why they're on social media. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. And either tomorrow or over the next few days, I'm going to be changing these lives up, and you'll see what if you come back tomorrow or when I start. It might be tomorrow, it might be Friday. I'm changing these up a little bit. Good morning, Roxanne. I did commit to doing these, and I've been here every day for the last, I started doing this in the middle of July. But I am going to change these up a little. And I would have done it today, but I need something that I don't have at the moment that I'm waiting for it. I ordered it from Amazon, in fact. Good morning, TJ. Anybody here? I'm Amazon Prime member. Amazon has completely changed retail now. And mostly everything, most of the stuff I buy, except for one thing that it's a store brand, I have to go to the store to get it. You could probably find it on Amazon. I mean, they've really changed how retail works, and you can even get prescriptions filled. They have a whole medical division. You can do a telemedicine call. I know they bought a place out called Medical One, and they bought a bunch of their physical places, which there aren't any near me, but they're doing that now. I'm providing healthcare. And you can actually, I think it's only Hyundai right now, but you can actually buy a car on Amazon. Now, I don't know if other car makers are going to follow in suit and do it. Hyundai's been doing it. Good morning, Tape Jacobs. What do people call you? If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know what part of the world you're from. I'm on the East Coast of the United States. Good morning, user 8279. Where are you coming in from? I do these every day. I do online marketing, making money from Ocean City, New Jersey. My parents used to live down there. They had a house after my dad retired. They lived there for a few years, and then my dad wanted to go someplace where the climate was warmer, so they moved to Florida. Thank you, Michael, for liking the live. They had this little house that they first had built, and at that time, Ocean City wasn't really built up like it is now. I mean, there was a church across the street, and then like another house like across there, and if you looked out their kitchen window, it was nothing there. It was just all land. And now it's so developed, because the last time I was down there, which has been quite some time, I mean, it's just so developed. There's duplexes, and they knocked single family houses down and put duplexes up, because if that's better for somebody who has a rental property, that you can rent 4 places out. Good morning, Mark. Good morning. Is it Linkovic? It's so developed now. And actually, I lived in New Jersey, not Ocean City, but I lived in New Jersey for a while. Is it Linkovic? Good morning, Tim. Drop me a comment. Let me know where you're coming in from. I live on the East Coast of the United States. Good morning, Megan. If anybody has any questions or there's something you need help with, I'd say do it in the next couple minutes, because I am going to end this soon. And if nobody has any questions, if you want to like my live, I'd really appreciate it. It helps my accounts out. Yeah, and I can see, good morning, Deal One. What do people call you? I can see, and Michael's liking it again. Michael gets an A++ today. And actually, I think I have to give you multiple gold stars. You help women over 40. This is JJ, who's on my YouTube channel. You help women over 40 who have tried every diet and feel like the body has reached optimal weight gain, and you're doing it with simple natural foods and daily habits. So are you creating content on YouTube? to attract your perfect customer. I mean, I was just had a conversation with that about with my mentor, about knowing your perfect customer. It sounds like, I mean, I help women over 50 who have been displaced, and feel like they're too old and looking for another way to make an income. They could have had a business, they could have had a job, but she was talking about that. You really need to know who your perfect customer is, because if you start marketing to everyone, you're basically marketing to no one. Oh, Ocean City, Maryland. Okay. Yeah, I've never been to Ocean City, Maryland, but I hear it's really nice. Good morning, Crunchy-ish. What do people call you? Um, yeah, but you really need, and YouTube. I mean YouTube. They did get into short video because of TikTok, and Instagram's done, and so is Facebook. But I always look at. I've been on YouTube since 2013 as a long form platform. How to. You're 48. Um, as a long form platform, how to, because if you're looking to try to figure out how to do something, you can search on YouTube, and how to, how to put a handle, a new handle on a toilet. You can find a video of somebody showing you how to do that. But they had to get into shorts because everybody else. And I have put some shorts up, but I was monetized on YouTube. I'm trying to get monetized again because it's another income stream. And I just got monetized on TikTok, but their programs are different. Instagram used to have a program. I would be monetized over there, but they stopped it. But I do really think that YouTube's a long form platform. Good morning, Charlie. And they really had to do that to stay, and make shorts, because there's short videos really the thing. And actually Twitter's got short video now. I think LinkedIn you could put videos on. I mean, just about all the platforms they're doing that. Good morning, Positive P77. Thanks for jumping on. You just got a number 3 gift badge. Thank you, Michael, for liking the live. You get a triple gold star for liking my live as much as you've had. I appreciate it. If anybody else wants to like my live. Yeah, I have too, JJ. And I went to Home Depot and bought a handle. And I thought, oh, this will be easy. And this is without even looking at a video. And even with looking at a video, and the guy that he keeps the maintenance. He does the maintenance on my water heater. I have a tankless water heater. He can do plumbing. I mean, he's let me know he doesn't want to do that anymore. But he was here. I mean, it was so convenient. I said, do you think you could help me out with this? He doesn't want to do that anymore. And actually now he's so busy getting an appointment with him. I'm trying to find somebody that will do both, because that was so convenient. And I understand. I mean, he did do it for me for a while. He did the handle in the toilet. He put a new faucet in my bathroom. Where my garbage disposal went, he replaced that. But he doesn't really, and he replaced my water heater too. He doesn't really want to be doing that. And I get that, but for me, that was super convenient. YouTube, you share your shorts to way more. Yeah, actually, I mean, the shorts you can, but from a standpoint, and I was monetized, and I stupidly put a short up of Taylor Swift that got 10,000 views like in 24 hours, and TikTok dinged me, and they dinged me, and I lost my monetization. I have to get it back again. And with the long form, you need 1,000 subscribers, which I have, but you need 4,000 watch hours. But with shorts, you need, I think it's ridiculous, something like 10 million views in like 90 days. And I just think to get monetized, it's a lot easier to do the 1,000 subscribers and the 4,000 hours of watch time on your longer videos. So, and I was monetized for that. But when I saw that with shorts, because some people might only want to do shorts on YouTube. And I have noticed that the shorts do tend to get more views. But yeah, but they had to do that. Good morning, Roxanne. Thank you for following me. Good morning, Positive P7. Is it 777? Thank you for liking my video. If anybody else wants to like it, I appreciate it. That helps my accounts out. But I mean, I love YouTube. And I try when I do a long form video to look for a keyword. I have a thing called Uber Suggest that gives you, when you look up a keyword, it'll also tell you if it's hard, easy, hard, or easy, medium, or hard to rank. And I try to find keywords that can rank easy. It's a really good tool for YouTube, but it's about keyword research. And then I know there's some things I do with the longer form videos to optimize them, that you don't really need to do to the shorts. Um, Good morning, user 555446. Thanks again, Positive P77, for liking my video. I really appreciate it. If anybody has a question or there's something I can help you with, I'd be glad to do a training on one of these. I am going to be changing my lives up, and maybe tomorrow I might start, or it might be a couple of days after that. But you'll see if you come, you can see what I'm going to do. But I'm here to help people. I mean, I'm giving up this time. I'm going to, there's people popping on. Some people have asked me questions. I personally spent over $100,000 to get around different people and learn from them, because this is a high income skill. You can learn it in 2 weeks, but to master it, and if you're using any social media platform, I mean, you can get really good on one. And I do tell people, if you're new, pick one. I'm on multiple platforms because I've done this for a long time, and master that platform before you move to another one until you're getting consistent, consistent number of leads. I'd say at least like 10 leads a day. You're getting views, you're getting people, if it's YouTube, subscribing or followers on TikTok, and then move on to another platform, and pick something you like, because if you don't like it, you probably won't stick with it. Good morning, Roxanne. Good morning. Is it Yeb? I'm not even Yebsam. What do people call you? Good morning, Legacy 6317. Yeah, so it's a skill to learn how to use social media, but you don't own your social media accounts. You want to build an email list, because I lost 10 YouTube accounts. One I had over 200,000 followers. I lost 3 Instagram accounts. Somebody hacked my main one and deleted it. I had 2 others that Instagram suspended, and then they didn't rule in my favor. And I stayed off of TikTok for over a year because I was so disgusted. And last June, I started on the TikTok account I have now. I started posting 3 videos, and I did the same thing with Instagram. And I'm over 100,000 followers on TikTok. I got monetized. I'm close to 100,000 followers on Instagram. I would be monetized over there, but they stopped their monetization program. Good morning, Stacy. So you don't own your social media accounts. You don't control them. You can lose them at any time. You want to get people on your email list. You want to build an email list. And if you're just sending people to a page with just information and you're not capturing their email address, and to build an email list, you do need a tool called an autoresponder. You like personal development. How do I incorporate that to create an income? Well, I can tell you, you could just set up a social media account on TikTok or whatever platform about personal development and do videos to give, mindset stuff out. My mentors always said to me, personal development doesn't really sell very well, because the 3 biggest niches are the health and wealth niche, the wealth niche, the health niche, and dating relationship. But you could start giving, I don't know what your background is. If you have any kind of psychology background, I would advertise that. But you could start doing videos about mindset stuff, because I know what I'm doing, you do need to do mindset stuff. And I always, good morning, Stacy. There's a great video out on YouTube called The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. But the first time I heard that was so profound. But you could do that, videos, content around that. You could start doing live Q&As about mindset stuff. You could live stream like I'm doing, and doing Q&As. And I can tell you, whether it's TikTok or YouTube, they're both favoring live stream over. And I do both. I live stream on TikTok. I post videos. I live stream on YouTube. I post videos. I post videos on Instagram. You have a construction or real estate background. If that's just something you like to do, you can. Now I'm getting the TikTok telling me to do my puzzle piece. You can do content around that, because there's a lot of people. And what I do, you do have to work on your mind. But you could create content around that, and post it. and start building, like whether you're going to use TikTok or YouTube. I do suggest, good morning, Sarah, if you're new and you've never done this before, if you're going to use TikTok, you create a whole new account, because and in particular on TikTok, the algorithm is so sensitive. You want to train the algorithm to send, like if that's what you're going to do is personal development, people that are interested in that. And if you're scrolling on it, like if you go and you watch somebody else's video, they're dancing or I don't know, talking about gardening, TikTok's very sensitive about that, and you'll confuse the algorithm. They won't know what to send you. So I do suggest you create another account, and do your searching and your scrolling and being a consumer on the account you have now and creating a new one. And I do think out of all the platforms, algorithms are different. TikTok is the most sensitive. Good morning, Sarah. Good morning. I'm not even going to try that. Jahamid. And there's something in front of there I can't see. It's probably I have too much light on this, but I do suggest that. So if anybody doesn't have any questions, I'm going to end this now. I will be here again tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. I appreciate you jumping on. I appreciate, Michael, thank you for liking the video how many times. And I'll talk to you. I'll see you guys tomorrow.